Bonjour. Beautiful morning in the south of France with a little bit of wind. As you can see, the wind turbines are turning still, at least those ones. There are plenty more of those around here, but most of them are actually static, I'm seeing now. Won't be for long. It's generally a bit of a breeze around here, and hence all the wind turbines, which is good in my view. I know some people don't like them. I have no clue as to how you can object to something that's generating clean, sustainable electricity for free, more or less. Instead of throwing up carbon dioxide to the already massive amounts of carbon dioxide that we humans are producing, and which is responsible for the change in the climate. I think most of us accept that the scientists are right on that one, and we can see it with our own eyes, especially this summer, especially in France, where, as you've seen, no doubt, or heard, there's been huge, enormous wildfires, and not just in France, Spain, and many other parts of Europe, and even in the UK, So it's kind of like, I would say, a wake-up call that we have to start treating this problem far more seriously. It's almost like a war situation, I would say. And for the life of me, I can't get my head around some of the comments I'm still seeing on social media about, oh, it's just summer. Like, what? It's been touching like 40 degrees most days for 6 weeks here, which is kind of similar. I worked in Dubai for a few years, and man, it's hot there, but I'm telling you, it's getting to be like those sort of temperatures. So what can we do about it, apart from, obviously, I think adding sustainable solutions like wind and solar power to the mix. France, as you probably know, has a good percentage of its electricity is generated by nuclear power. And I know there are a lot of concerns about that, justifiably so. However, at the end of the day, I think it has to be sort of seriously considered. Now, I know that nuclear power stations take a long time to build, and obviously safety concerns and so on, but as I understand it, they are a whole lot safer than they used to be, a whole lot smaller than they used to be, and so I think it's something that we can certainly seriously consider, and not just the regular nuclear fission type reactors, which are the traditional types that we've been using for a long time. But now, as you've again probably heard, there's a lot of development in nuclear fusion, which similar, related technology, but different, and potentially can generate all the electricity, all the energy that we'd ever need at a very low cost, with very low impact to the environment and the climate and so on. And the other thing that's, I suppose, current and related to all of this is AI. And again, this is a tricky one. I mean, there are lots of things that we could discuss around AI, like, is it going to kill us all? And the answer is probably. So maybe we don't need to worry about climate change at all. And maybe you've heard about the most recent adventures at Anthropic, where they were essentially beta testing the latest model in what they call the sandbox, so to keep it out of, to keep it safe and to keep it escaping onto the World Wide Web. And the sneaky thing managed to escape the sandbox. So what does that tell us about where we're heading? Anyway, potentially AI can obviously offer us lots of good things. Cures for cancer, solutions perhaps to global warming and climate change, and other advances that perhaps we haven't even thought of yet. Particularly, as I say, in medical science, but across the spectrum. And I'm going to say, at the moment, I see it as such a double-edged sword, because I'm using AI, like I guess many people, to assist with work. It's great for writing quick emails that used to take half an hour, maybe sometimes. Done in a matter of seconds. A few weeks ago, I was trying to deal with something, ironically, to do with my electricity supplier here, and it's all in French. It's France. And ordinarily it would have taken me hours to copy paste things into translate and finally figure out which part of the website I need to be on and so on. And again, with a bit of help from AI, I managed to do what I needed to do in less than half an hour. So it's very, very good from that point of view. But, and of course we all know this, the downside that we're seeing already is so much AI slop, as they call it, on the internet, in terms of crappy videos with cats and animals doing insanely stupid things, which we had plenty of that even before AI, but now I know. The one that caught my attention this week was the one about there was a really sarcastic video. I'll see if I can find it and post it in the link, from the guy saying, Sam Altman has announced, that basically he's been able to download and feed into his AI every song, every piece of music ever made. And so now it's possible, for AI to produce a Beethoven sonata or a Rolling Stones song or a Dua Lipa disco hit in a matter of seconds. So thanks, Sam. And what I'm saying is that from an artist's point of view, musicians, painters, photographers, anyone who creates, I don't know, this is just literally soul destroying. And that's the part of AI that I really struggle with. And then, of course, it's like, what, so not only is it going to, the other argument we hear a lot, it's going to take all our jobs because it's going to be able to do everything pretty soon. Both jobs that require cognitive processes, lawyers, accountants, whatever, and even, those that require physical work, even, well, very obviously self-driving taxis and things like that, but, even apparently plumbers, like, robots are advancing so quickly now and becoming very dexterous and able to figure out how to put pipes and things together. So, it's going to take all the jobs and it's going to destroy and take away our creativity. Oh my God. So, yeah. What can we do about that? I don't know exactly, but my prediction is that it's not going to be too long before we start to see a lot of kickback against AI. We're already starting to see a little bit of it, I think, but once people's jobs start being seriously hit by this technology, I think there's going to be some pushback. And, the other thing is, like, what I wonder is, like, well, where is this going? Like, what's the outcome? What's the aim? Like, if they're going to take everyone's jobs, no one's going to have any money to buy stuff. So what's that going to do to economies? And I don't know if they've really thought that one through. And I think these tech bro billionaires thinking like, well, I'm going to be okay because I'll have all the money and all the power, kind of thing. But will you really? Like, once people get really pissed off, it doesn't matter if you have a bunker or whatever. Like, you're still going to need some people that you trust, security, etc. And like, do you really think that they're going to give a fuck once everything goes south? I don't know. I don't think it looks good for them either. And I think they probably know that deep down. But for the moment, they seem intent on ploughing on. So, unfortunately, I don't have any answers. I'm just thinking out loud, really, about all this stuff. I'm putting it out there. I'd be interested to hear what other people think. So, have yourselves a great Sunday, wherever you are. And I'll see you again next time. Au revoir.